I'm Derek Whyte. I'm the Assistant Director of Regeneration at Preston City Council.
So tell me, what precisely is going on with the Tithebarn development at the moment?
Good question. I'll try and keep my answer both concise and reasonably polite. We knew in the 1990s that Preston City Centre was in need of some major renovation. It was under-shopped. It didn't have enough shops and a wide enough range. And from discussions with business and retail interests, Grosvenor Estates came forward with a proposal to do a major redevelopment using the City Council's land holdings in main part. Now, to have a successful retail development, you need one or two big retailers which are called anchor stores. Here in Preston, John Lewis Partnership have offered to be one, and Marks and Sparks have offered to be the other. And the key thing here is that John Lewis is what we call a Tier 2 retailer. Tier 1 is Harrods and Fortnum and Masons. Tier 2 is really John Lewis, and then Tier 3 is Debenhams and some of the other existing stores that we've got. So John Lewis are interested not in coming to Lancashire, or a location in Lancashire. They're interested in coming to Preston, because Preston has the locational benefits that don't exist in other places. So if John Lewis doesn't come to Preston, they're not going to come to somewhere else in Lancashire. They're not coming to Lancaster, they're not coming to Blackpool, and they're not coming to Burnley or Blackburn. Now, once you've got those large retailers on board, then other partners and investors want to come in. We're looking to redevelop about a third of the city centre, and to do that we need to prove that the development is consistent, is in line with both the City Council's own planning policy, but also that of the regional and national planning guidelines. That means that any proposals have had to be approved both by the City Council's planning committee and then secondly by the County Council's planning committee as being consistent with the regional planning guidance. Now, it's open to people to object to that. We've had very few objections, but we have had some objections from Blackburn in particular, who have been very strong, one might even say virulent in their objections, and to a lesser extent Blackpool, who've been more modest in their criticisms. Their concerns are really about whether an enhancement of the shopping offer in Preston would act to the detriment of their local shops and their local retailers. Now, you can take different views about that. Most of the evidence that I've seen, and this includes the proofs of evidence put forward by colleagues in Blackpool and Blackburn, aren't really able to make that stand up as a realistic proposition. And we hope that when we get to the planning inquiry, the inspector, who has been appointed by the government to hear the case, will side with the City Council and the County Council and dismiss those objections.